Weather's improved. It's probably 2 or 3 degrees up. All the snow's virtually melted. As usual, we seem to have lost the path. We now have trouble ahead.
The water noise has increased, so we're definitely in the right place.
We're just about to have another go at the hill.
And it makes us smile that the centre of the road is marked. And yes, that's how it felt, like a roller coaster ride.
Albert, back to the room. I'll keep going. Oh, on the Albert. I keep on. Why is it loose?
This morning, we start the day with a simple toast breakfast. And what a change in the weather overnight that we've had. After yesterday's drama, we're going to try and head north once again. But first, we're going to stop off at Carnlough Harbour that we actually drove through yesterday. The harbour was originally built by the owners of the nearby quarries, which will be our destination for a walk later.
So we've woke up this morning, had a good night's sleep. Weather's improved. It's probably 2 or 3 degrees up. All the snow's virtually melted, except for the top of the hills. We're going to try and go to Torr Point again. Maybe. We've just come to a little village down the road from where we parked actually, and there's a waterfall walk which we're going to try. We've just come to the harbour side here. Again, another setting, this harbour, where one of the shots where she was crawling out of the harbour, I use this. So Paddy the pigeon was famous in World War II for carrying messages. So he was from here apparently. He received the Dickin Medal. He returned to his loft in Hampshire in just 4 hours 50 minutes. This was the fastest time recorded by a messaging carrier pigeon during the Normandy Landings. Andrew Hughes of Carnlough, which is where we're at, I probably said that wrong, was a proud owner of Paddy. He handed over several pigeons to be trained along with others. Paddy lived for 11 years, and to date he's the only Irish recipient of the Dickin Medal. The SS Peridot, I think that is. It's a memorial plaque on 26th of November 1905. A coastal steamer, the Peridot, having been anchored off Carnlough, awaiting for tide, sought shelter in Carnlough from a storm but never reached safety. Stranded in a heavy sea and breaking up at Scarnagan Point.
Well, it's time for that walk to Cranny Falls. So it's back up through the town, and then we follow initially a good path.
So Cranny Falls is situated in this Gorting quarry, and the railway that we saw down at the harbour that just came into the harbour side that ran through the back of the houses was actually just a small local railway that carried the minerals from the quarry, which was the limestone blocks, down to the harbour front. 6 wagons made, and they were filled. They would roll down the gravity inclined plane down to the harbour. So this was all quarry, limestone quarries by the looks of it. And they used the tracks down to the harbour.
And it was all going so well.
As usual, we seem to have lost the path and our way. This doesn't feel right now.
After a quick retreat, we're back on track. I can't help feeling that they're watching us. Well, we're pretty sure that's not the falls.
Ah, we now have trouble ahead. Looks like industrial action is picketing the gate. I think it's a case of thou shalt not pass. We've got a Mexican standoff. They then have a window of opportunity.
The water noise has increased, so we're definitely in the right place. And with the snows all melting, the volume of the water is inevitably higher. And wow, what a sight! The power of the water is immense as it pushes its way over the edge. The noise is deafening. Yet another worthwhile walk that underpins the importance of getting out in Wild Island if we're going to make the most of it.
They seem to be following us.
They're going to rob me.
Now, I'm alright with those sheep, because if they ran, I'd have time to get away. We just went to look for a seal that we saw yesterday when we were driving. It was absolutely massive on a rock. We just went back to see if he was there, because when we were in Ireland last time, there was a seal that was in the same place for 3 days, so we were hoping he was still there. Maybe
Must have been a big male seal, I think. Right, let's go off.
Yeah.
Torr Point.
We're going to have another go at Torr Point.
Fingers crossed.
We were saying this morning we don't actually know where our heads were yesterday with what we did. I think Stu thought we were Scott of the Antarctic. It's just like, there is no logical explanation except we're just a pair of idiots.
We found the limit and went just beyond it.
Yeah.
Right, destination. Previous destination.
At least it's already in the sat-nav.
Our proposed route hugs the coast, and then a narrow turn off up for what is called Torr Road. There is a 3-ton limit sign that we missed yesterday, although luckily Harry is designated as a 3-ton vehicle.
We're just about to have another go at the hill because all the snow has gone now, so we should be okay.
Proceed on Torr Road.
This is the road. You start climbing up.
To be honest, looking back, I'm amazed we got this far when you saw us take the road.
Well, this was all right here, but it was snow. It wasn't clear roads, was it? It was all melted away. There's still big chunks of white on the side.
You're going to look to see if there's a big dent in the hedge.
So I reversed back down to here. Yeah, I reversed up into there when I managed to get back. So this is quite steep here, I have to say. It got as far as about here. This is where you can see all the ground's all kicked up. So I was jammed in.
Okay, let's not
there
stop
and there. I never got to this part. This is all new. Jane walked up here. How far did you walk around then?
I walked right to the top because I just felt if somebody was in.
God.
I know. I was all the way up there.
Oh, I'd never have got up here.
No, you wouldn't. It's even steeper around this corner.
You can't walk up there, did you?
I walked past here, yeah.
Oh, right.
I was worried somebody was going to
Try to come down.
and come down, but of course there was no one else.
That's right, I saw the photo. Is this the farm?
Yes, that's where the farm was.
Well, we made it today.
We did.
looking down at the bay where we came from, so there was no chance of getting up, even if I'd have got past that one hill.
We climb and are rewarded with a view and a half. And that's exactly why we fell in love with Ireland the first time. And it makes us smile that the centre of the road is marked, but there is really only room for one vehicle. I don't know what we're going to do with this. Yeah, what the bellman was saying now. It's obviously a lot colder up here. Is just down there, and that's where we're headed. So all the climbing that we've done so far has to be now, well, undone. And yes, that's how it felt, like a roller coaster ride. I've just dropped all those grapes on the floor, so I'm having to wash them one by one because our floor is so disgusting. There was no 3-second rule. So out of the full punnet that I've cleaned, we've got that many left because we've eaten them as I've been cleaning them. They're not all that nice, are they?
Not all that nice.
Did you say I bought you an apple?
What was that for me?
Mm-hmm.
I've been a good boy.
I'm going to try those.
What's those?
Those loop things in your ear.
For what reason?
Because it douses down the sound.
What sound?
When you're eating an apple.
Jesus.
Not just you, anybody. You don't suffer from noise sensitivity.
You've got too many things.
Probably.
Just don't buy me an apple in the van. Simple. There's no problem. Seem to be alright with your crunching of that.
I can't eat an apple. I have to cut it up myself. I can't stand the noise myself. Not just you.
Testing, testing, testing. Good evening, ladies and... Albert, back to the room. I'll keep going. Oh, I keep on. Why is it close?
I know you're just mouthing the words to me. You're not talking. You are not talking.
Do they work?
You've done that on purpose. I can hear myself talk.
Of course you can.
Are you talking?
Go there. There. What's the point?
Oh my God, I think you are.
Fucking thing that. What's...
I can't understand what... God, I thought you were meant to be able to hear other people with these.
Well,
They're not
you have to
ear-
shout. Don't shout.
Pardon?
Don't shout.
This is going to work perfectly.
It's fine. When they go again, no.
I'm going to watch this back now and see what you're really doing. Go on, talk normal.
There's no reason to have those in the for it. Talk.
No,
Keep it.
I can't hear. Go on, talk.
You just need a blindfold now and you won't be able to see me.
Close the curtain. There's lots of people out there that have a bit of noise sensitivity.
Things I have to put up with to get round. This is our new juicer that catches the pips. So we're testing it out for the first time. Some boiled potatoes. And we're having halloumi with peri peri sauce on, or peri peri mix on it, I should say.
We've had no reception. Well, Stu's had a bit of reception overnight. Have you managed to get any now?
I've just had messages come. I can get messages, but I can't.
No. Stu's had. I've had nothing for, God, maybe 24 hours. It's probably not. Probably 12, but it seems like.
Well, not quite warm. It's about 2 or 3 degrees out, but we've been really toasty.
Yeah, we've not been, even in minus, when it was -2 outside, we've been fine in the van. That back screen, I think, it's hard to tell how much it's helped, but I think it has helped a lot. Yeah, it was really windy overnight. It must have been, what would you say, maybe 60?
I think it was gusting at one point at 60 because it woke me up.
Yeah.
It was shaking a bit. It's supposed to be really windy today, the next few days, in fact.
Yeah.
You might need to...
Our gauge is missing head because it was 80. Was it 80 there?
I think it was about 75, 72, 75.
And boy, did we know it. And it wasn't, it was getting quite close to that last night. The van was really shaking.
Yeah. So the Bluette is doing quite well. Yesterday I charged my Mac that had completely drained, and it only took like one of the 20% bars, and then we boiled the tea a couple of times as well, so that's quite good. I like to keep it around 50%, so that'll hopefully charge up the short distance we'll go in the van a bit later on. So Jane always straightens her hair in the morning, so that just uses about 200 watts, but she has it on for about 2 minutes just to warm up. It's literally, that's all she needs it for, so that's so convenient using the Bluette, and it uses no power whatsoever. I mean, it'll probably be on for about a minute and then we'll switch it off and that. This is blooming annoying. We need to replace this. That spout, when it's tight, it should be here, so you just pour it in, but it's off this way. And then it's where the threads are. It's poorly made. Before I did it. That's the only thing in winter, not having the tanks filled with water because of the danger of freezing, is you miss the water, don't you?
Yeah, and I've really missed not using the sink. Just stupid things like rinsing out your toothbrush and...
Right, let's put that on.
When I make porridge, it sticks to this pan so well that you can just peel it out after. But Stu does it a lot quicker than I do, obviously, and it was just basically like trying to clean glue out of the saucepan.
You do this, because when you say you do it at home, you do this one.
Okay.
Because you know what you're doing. I don't.
Well, it's a different porridge. It's not as thick as they're not jumbo oats. I don't know.
Are you going to stir or not? It says continue. So what's your method?
Yeah, I'm not stirring.
Sort of gathering, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it just peels off like a face mask at home. It's not doing it here. So to save on water and the fact that we haven't got this is water, but because we can't put it down the sink, This is how I rinse my toothbrush.
The Coast Guard and Signal Station is the closest point on the island of Ireland to the Scotland's Mull of Kintyre, which is actually only 19 kilometres away. The site was built in 1822, and the larger accommodation or barrack block is situated on the low ground as you approach the Head car park.
So we just had a little quick walk, 10-minute walk up to Torr Point. It was a signalling station at the top here. And the building that we see at the back there was where the Coast Guard used to barrack. And then I think in the 1920s the British forces used to barrack there, but it then got burnt down in the uprising in, I think, 1922, I think.
The barracks housed the Coast Guard personnel and their families as they operated shifts or watches in the signal station. Luckily, none of the Coast Guard families were reported injured in the raid. This signal station is believed to be an earlier construction and also provided accommodation for the keeper.
That was a bit brisk out there.
Yeah.
It was alright, it was only short. It was built, the hill was built like that. It was only literally 10 minutes up the top of the hill and back again though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fine.
It's good.
I got signal up there, so I wasn't complaining.
Yeah, we've got no signal at all here. So.
Stu had to walk around the building in the blustery wind to find me huddled in a corner.
I wonder where she was, and then I suddenly realised what she was doing. Texting the world. So we're just going to head for, there's supposed to be some higher winds coming. It was on and off stormy last night. He went silent, then it went gusty, then it rained, so it was all over the place, and apparently I think the winds are picking up. So we need to find somewhere to hunker down tonight that's a bit more sheltered probably. So we're going to head to Ballycastle.
Yeah, it didn't help Stu. Stu had a really broken night. I didn't. I was actually asleep by 8:30 last night. I think it must be the fresh air.
You were gone.
Yeah, because at home some nights I'll only get 3 or 4 hours, but when I'm in the van, I really sleep quite heavily. But I'd just woken up and I could hear what I thought was a car, which was actually the wind, and I thought I saw a light, and I was like, it's 11:30, there's a car approaching.
That's the last thing I needed to hear.
Yeah, when you're not sleeping anyway.
No, I don't know what it was. I think I was probably a bit of confidence lost with the problem with the van the other day in the ice, and I wasn't 100% settled here. But I got settled. But then I thought, because I can't get on the internet, I couldn't see the weather, and you get that sleety rain that's hitting the van. I thought it might have been snow, so I then jumped out and then realised it wasn't. It was just rain. There was really no issue. And then Jane talked about a van or a car pulling up, so that got me an edge. And I eventually fell asleep, but I just had broken sleep because the wind was gusting. But it takes me a week to get into the swing of it, though. I haven't said that. So
yeah.
Come on then, let's
it's
go.
Approaching hair washing day. Which is always a concern when you look at the weather. It'll be fine.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and if you really want to help us, share us with your social media to help us grow.
Yeah, so that was the Coast Guard barracks, that was.
And we'll see you in the next video, where we've literally gone from snow straight into Storm Isha.